So I am back, baby. Back from the dead. Back from my long hiatus break that I wanted to take. Because Lord, I needed it. I needed to adjust to the new, well, not adjust to something new, but more of my doing things. I made a lot of adjustments to my arrangement of my living situation, my area. A big improvement. I got the equipment, I just needed software, but that'll be coming probably next month. But anyways, let's talk about Devil May Cry Season 2. My goodness. See, the thing about Western creativity is that it has some good ideas. It has good premises. The problem is that the execution is terrible. And also, they have no confidence in themselves. They're insecure. So what I mean by this, you haven't noticed that majority of Netflix is made of remakes, reboots, or reimagining of old IPs. They cannot just take something and make their own thing. They always got to take an original idea. And they always have to take that original idea and pretty much put their own reimagining onto it. This is the way I see it kind of approach every single time. So because of this, it leaves a bad taste for a lot of people who are fans of the product's mouth. Now you could say that it doesn't matter because you always have the original. In a way that is true, in a way it's not. It's just a giant why. Will it have any real effects on the actual product that's still being made? No, it won't. We get credit from a guy with an ego so big and the lack of awareness of what's really happening in that product he is using. Like the guy had an interview with Kenny Omega, a very famous wrestler on AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. He told him that he didn't know Devil May Cry 5 existed as he was making the Devil May Cry anime. Seems like Netflix likes to make any form of animation and call it anime so they can bring in more suckers to go watch it. But that's not the case. Yes, all anime is cartoons, but not every cartoon is anime. You see what I mean? But anyways, with Season 2, they have Virgil as one of the main characters. And it deals with the villain from Devil May Cry 2. One of the most disliked Devil May Cries of all time. And I have to say, like I said, if this was its own thing, and it said it's inspired by Devil May Cry, but it was its own thing, I think I would have liked it more. I really would have liked it more if it was inspired by Devil May Cry, its own thing instead. We have a lot of inspirational things that could be created, especially through video games, but why not through TV shows and movies? I wouldn't mind it, but for some reason, they can't do that here in the West. They just can't. It's impossible. So Dante's off ice, Lady's feeling guilty for all the things she's done, blindly following the organization and wants to make right. But she feels like it may be too late in this. Meanwhile, Virgil is out here serving Mondus. Yes, Virgil is a tool being tricked and fooled by Mondus of all people. You see, the thing that the show does is something that the original story don't do. Dive more into Virgil and Dante's childhood, showing how Dante can easily adapt to anything and just pick it up and be very good at it, while Virgil has to train and train to get better at it. He has to use skill. One person with gift and one person with technique. Dante acting on instinct while Virgil acting on his planning, almost like Goku and Vegeta, in a way, when you think about it. And the fateful, terrible day happened at the mansion, where they were attacked. Virgil seeing Dante being rescued while he sees the mom dying before him and being kidnapped by motives of soldiers, disguised to be soldiers of an older demon king, to manipulate him, becoming his right-hand man. So, yes, Virgil is a puppet. And it's just like Dante, he is nerfed. And speaking of nerf, when you really look at Dante when he's fighting important battles, he never wins them. He never wins the battles. At least not on his own. It's like Dante is so weak in this show. It's just ridiculous. If you play Dante in the video games, he always wins. And even when he's tripped up a bit, he gets back up and he wins. With this Dante, he always loses. All the time. He gets butt beat by everybody, anybody. The only person he gets his butt beat really by is by Virgil from every now and then. But he gets back up and gets stronger. That's the point, you know? But instead, Adi Shankar wants to add this, his own twist onto things. And you see Virgil here. And it's the same thing like you have with DMC, Dante, the reboot on the PS3, Xbox 360, Devil May Cry, DMC. It's these characters, once again, reimagined by Westerners, and they just don't get the original characters. Everything is cussing, everything has to be extremely political, everything is always to be more gray than black and white. Having demons, some demons, aka Macayans, being misunderstood. Refugees and stuff is just a giant total WTF for me, The thing that makes Bardo special is that he was the exception. He was different from the others. And I know I'm repeating myself from the last video, but it's said here again, But this time it's more focused on Dante and Virgil and the new bad guy from Devil May Cry 2. And I think he is more interesting in this one, at least, giving him some more depth. So I would give him that, Like I said, now the animation is good, the art is good, the character designs are good, I'm not going to lie, but the music, despite how much I like the music, it's overbearing. It's like almost every couple of minutes a song is playing. Every single time a song is playing. And the song is so important, more than the video itself, that the song, you can barely hear sometimes the characters talking when the song is playing. So, because the song is more important than the video. And because of that, it's just ridiculous, man. It's just like, yeah, I like these songs. They go pretty hard, but it's too much. It's too much. It's just, you're watching a compilation of AMVs all in one long stretch per episode, and it's 8 episodes per Netflix. Well, any streaming TV series these days, it's ridiculous, man. I can't take it. It's just overbearing, just sitting there listening to one song after another and after another, and it doesn't seem when it wants to end, and it needs to end. Oh man, but I digress. I really do digress with this. The ending, once again, another cliffhanger ending. Alejandro Green Day this time. It was more of a, they won the battle, but the war is still going on with everything that's happening. The stakes are getting higher, they're getting bigger. And so you ask yourself, why you watch this? I watched it because I still find it interesting. Is it good as Devil May Cry itself? Well, the thing about Devil May Cry, the original story, is that it doesn't tell you everything. It gives you just enough, where it'll keep the mystery at hold. It doesn't show everything about Dante. You figure that out by playing him, by seeing how he acts, but not keep showing flashbacks or him talking about it. It shows things such as Virgil, how Virgil is this dude who's insecure without power. He believes he needs power in order to protect himself. His mother wasn't there for him. His father wasn't there for him. Even though the Yamato did appear when he was being attacked that night, he only sees it as needing power in order to fight off from things getting hurt, but it blinded him throughout the years, where that's all he thinks he needs is power. But then you see someone as Nero, his son, who shows up, and he also wants power, but power to protect others. And he was able to beat Virgil with that said power. And Virgil learns through Nero also helping him out as V, understanding that there's other ways to gain power. it's okay to rely on others and stuff. He'll still always act like Virgil, but he won't be the evil Virgil who's playing to, destroy the world in the process of getting it. He has all the power he needs, and he is forever with his brother in the underworld, fighting each other, fighting off to their heart's content until they're satisfied. Well, Nero has accepted his legacy, accepted who he is, and understanding that there's a balance between wanting power and also protecting others as well, so he won't be misguided. So it's all beautiful at the end of the day. Like I said, tone down on the music, man. I get it. I don't mind a playlist. It goes pretty deep. But other than that, it needs to be subtle, man. Subtlety. You did subtle lady not constantly cussing all the time, thank goodness. But now you need to be more subtle on freaking the songs, really. Watching the show, even watching the first season again, I'm like, yeah, I can see why people who aren't big fans of Devil May Cry, they would enjoy this a lot. In a way, it's like my opinion when it comes to the Fallout TV show. If you're not a big Fallout fan who follows the lore and stuff like that, you will really love the show because you're an outside perspective. You're going to enjoy it. Understandable. But however, when it comes to this, it's like you see the flaws, you see the missteps. You ask, do they really need to do that? Why they feel like they need to do that. It's ridiculous in my opinion. But other than that, I still enjoyed it. It was entertaining. I'll give them that. It's entertaining. But as far as I will take it, it's something I have a lot I don't care for when it comes to Western creativity is that they can make their own things, but it's like they lack confidence in it. They always gotta take something else that exists and try to put their own script onto it instead of just making what people like already about it. Like they don't believe that people like the actual story from the video games. But then you must question yourself: can the story from the video games last 8 episodes? I don't think so. So we have gotta give that into consideration as well, because I don't think it can. So I've been thinking a long thought about that, sitting and talking to some people about it at work and at home. I understand why they went the way they did. They're trying to expand this story to make it keep lasting as long as they can, to milk it out for entertainment. It's still a business at the end of the day. But, like I said, what makes this any better than, DMC? DMC itself was a very good game and good music and good level design, good artwork, but the characters just weren't the characters in that story. So everything can work out if it wasn't for the characters. That's the main flaw when it comes to these shows. The characters aren't who they are. They have the names, but they're not the characters themselves. Dante, a little bit closer to it. Virgil, absolutely not. Lady, in a way, backing off every now and then. But other than that, we'll have to wait and see. People ask, are they going to have Nero in here? No. In order for Nero to be in here, Virgil has to get laid. Or they retcon something where it's Dante and Lady's child, because Dante and Lady do get laid in this season. When you think about it, Dante flirts with chicks, but he never gets a chick. He never does. Virgil can get chicks. He gets chicks in even other dimensions through other video game series, like Punishing Gray Raven. He has children in that game, for crying out loud. Virgil may despise other creatures, but does that mean he won't stop to sleep with their women? Dang. But anyways, that's all I got for this. I will look forward to next season. I had a broader perspective onto it, I will criticize it for what it needs to be criticized, but all around it was so entertaining to watch. I'll give you that. Light down on the music. That's the main thing I'm complaining about. Too much of the music. It just keeps playing every single time, and it's just like, it's just taking up the show, is all I'm saying, man. But anyways, that's all I got. Anyways, it's good to be back. I'm going to try to keep a more stable schedule of recording and see where that goes, because I'm also working on my PC setup which is going well. I just need to get the software equipment, some cracked software. We'll see where that goes. But anyways, that's all I got for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has the Macro. I'm Anime. Signing out. And also, it's good to be back.